I'm Chris with Metters Musings, Toys, Tech, and more. We are now 24 hours after Apple's event, Hey Siri, Give Us a Hint, where Apple unveiled a lot of new products. Not a lot of surprises, but a lot of new products, and I'm going to give you my thoughts. This video is brought to you by iPhone in Canada. So instead of going in order by how they were announced, I'm going to start by what I'm most interested in, and that is the new Apple TV. We are so long overdue for a new Apple TV. Apple yesterday finally taking the wraps off what's going to be its new Apple TV. You get a whole new remote, it's a whole new box set. It looks a little thicker than the current version, and that's because you're now going to have storage. You're going to be able to get it in 32 and 64 gigabyte capacities. The big thing, the new remote you've got on the top there, you've got a little touch screen to swipe. Siri heavily integrated into this new Apple TV, and it sounds like Siri's going to be a whole lot smarter, more intuitive. You can ask it for shows, videos, actors, and it'll bring up a whole list. And one thing I found really interesting was when you do ask for like movies or shows or actors and stuff, it's going to give you a list of where it's available. I think it's going to search iTunes, Netflix, Hulu, I think Showtime, Showcase, and HBO. So that's really cool. It's going to give you a list of where you can view these shows, what you're kind of looking for. So you don't have to go through each service and then kind of look to see if what they have. Also, with the new Apple TV, you're going to get gaming, and this is going to be a huge thing. Right now, they kind of showed it off. They kind of showed, people online were joking that, oh, look, it's a new Nintendo Wii, but Apple style, and that's kind of what it looked like. They showed a game where you're using your new Apple TV remote and you're swinging it like a baseball bat and it's playing music and you got to do it in time. So it's very much Wii-like, and I think it's a very good start for the Apple TV. We're going to see, they announced the TV OS, so we're going to be able to see how developers take this and what they're going to be able to do with Apple TV games. I'm very excited to get this. I'm in need of a new Apple TV. My one stopped working and I've been waiting a long time before I go out and buy a new one. So one thing about the new Apple TV that's getting a little bit of play and a little bit of negativity online is the fact that it doesn't support 4K. Now, I don't know how prevalent 4K is in most homes. I don't own a 4K TV. I don't own a 4K monitor, but it is interesting that the new Apple TV doesn't support 4K output. Now, I'll get to that in a second, but for me, overall, it's not a huge deal. It's not a deal breaker by any means. The full HD, that's what we have right now, and I think most people have HD. The 4K, I think maybe in a year or two, Apple might have to rethink that, and you know what? They got to save something for the next version, right? So Apple TV 4K maybe next year. We'll have to wait and see. Now, the next thing, of course, I'm super excited about is the new iPhone, the 6S and the 6S Plus. I, of course, will be going with the 6S Plus. I just love the huge screen. And Apple made it a point of, while it looks the same, everything is completely different. And you know what? I think they kind of say that with all the S versions of the iPhones. They always look the same as the previous one, but the internals are different. And this one's going to be a lot faster, of course, better graphics, all that kind of stuff. You're still going to get the 16, 64, and 128 gigabyte versions. I don't know why they're keeping that 16 around. I just can't imagine why, especially with the new camera. The new camera, 12 megapixels, and from what they showed off, I'm very excited. I use my camera all the time. My phone right now is a 128 gigabyte phone. I think 80 gigabytes is taking up with pictures. I know, I could do a better job of management in that, but I take pictures and videos. I have kids. That's what I do. I love it. So I'm very excited about this new camera. The front-facing camera also getting a boost, 5 megapixels. It's going to be great for those selfie shots. And one thing we should point out is they're adding a flash to the front. Now, it's not going to be a flash like you have on the back. What it's going to do is it's going to use that giant screen and it's going to flash. So you're going to be having a flash on that, which is really good for low light selfie shots. I mean, everybody loves those selfie shots. screenshots. Now, another exciting feature with the new iPhone 6s and 6s Plus is the fact that it'll now shoot 4K video. I know this is a big thing with a lot of the newer flagship phones and that, shooting 4K video. Myself, I don't have a 4K monitor, as I mentioned when I was talking about the Apple TV or a 4K TV, so that's not a big deal for me. But the fact that Apple is including 4K video recording on their iPhone, but they don't support output 4K with their Apple TV, to me seems a little bit odd. So you're going to be able to record 4K video, but pushing it out to your television, if you have the Apple TV, you can't do it. It seems a little bit odd to me. Now, like I said when I was talking about the Apple TV, you gotta leave something new for the next one, right? Apple TV 4K. So I'm thinking that might be the reason, but again, it just seems a little odd to me that they have 4K video recording, and I think they had to have it. Don't get me wrong. I think they had to have it to keep up with the Samsungs and that, but to have 4K video and then not being able to push it out through your Apple TV seems a little bit odd to me, but again, not really a deal breaker. With the 4K video as well, with the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus, it's really odd to me, again, this is something online, is why you would keep the 16 gigabyte as your base model. We're talking 4K video, we're talking 12 megapixel pictures. It just seems really odd. You're not gonna have a lot of room on your phone if you get that 16 gigabyte phone. Now, I know Apple also announced different pricing and bigger levels for your iCloud storage, which is a great thing, and I know a lot of people use it, but still, for someone like me who isn't that good at managing video and pictures and keeps it all on their phone, I can't even imagine you getting a 16 gigabyte phone, especially with all the apps and everything and messages and emails and you name it. The 16 gigabyte just doesn't make sense to me. I really don't understand why they don't go 32, 64, and 128. Instead, they go 16, 64, and 128. So, of course, now we're going to get the 3D Touch, which is pretty much the same as Force Touch, which you have if you have an Apple Watch, but is now called 3D Touch. And that's going to take some getting used to. You're going to have quick access to things. So you do a light tap on your apps, and you can quickly go to selfie mode for your camera. One thing that's really interesting, I think they called it peek and pop. So if you're in like an email or a text or something like that, you can just quickly peek to see what it is, and then if you let go, then it goes right back to your mail. If you want to go into that email, do a little bit more, then you hold it down a little harder, and then it's going to open it up. So that's really cool. I think it's going to be a little bit confusing at first. It's going to take some getting used to. In the US, they are getting something really good where they're going to be able to pay a monthly fee through Apple, which gives you Apple Care, and then you can upgrade every year. That's not going to be available in Canada right now. Who knows when that'll be available? I mean, we're still waiting for Apple Pay. I have it from somebody. I mean, I don't know how reliable this somebody is, that Apple Pay in Canada is going to be coming in early 2016. Again, the person I talked to, they said they have some good information about it. Again, I don't know how reliable that is, but hopefully at some point we'll see Apple selling those iPhones in Canada with their own kind of, upgrade every year where you're paying a monthly fee and you're getting the Apple Care and all that. I think that's a really good deal. I'd like to see that because I am someone that upgrades their phone every year so that I can do reviews and show you guys. And I know you guys think I'm crazy sometimes, but I love doing it. I love having the new phone and all that. So then we're going to move on to the Apple Watch. Now the Apple Watch, really nothing new. They talked a little bit about Watch OS 2, so that's coming really soon. The big thing with the Apple Watch is you're going to be able to get it now in gold and rose gold on the Sport Edition. You can get those right now. Really excited about that. My wife really loved the rose gold Apple Watch when it was announced, but I mean, we would have had to take out a second mortgage to get that one, and so it just really wasn't cost effective. So now she's really interested again in the Apple Watch, the rose gold one. So maybe as a Christmas present, we'll see if she really wants one. But they got new colors for their bands. that's really cool. I'm excited. A product red band. I really like a sport red band. I really like the sport band, changing it up, and yeah, they got a whole bunch of different colors, so I'm really excited about that. And finally, we've got the iPad Pro. Now, I've kind of left this to the end because over the years with the bigger phone, especially this past year, I have found I have not used my iPads at all. The kids use the iPads. They love using the iPads for watching shows and playing apps and stuff like that. But myself, I have not used the iPad honestly in a year since I got my bigger iPhone. And so the iPad Pro with its nearly 13-inch, I think it's 12.9-inch screen, just, it doesn't appeal to me at all. I know for someone like, I think my dad is really interested in that. He thinks that he might get rid of some of his laptops and just go with the iPad Pro. But for me personally, I just don't have a use for it. Now, as we get different apps and such for video editing, picture editing and stuff, I could see there's a lot of use for it for certain people, but again, for me, not really all that much. They have the new case, which is the keyboard, which looks really cool. You've got now the Apple Pencil, which is really cool. I think the Apple Pencil is really cool. It's a stylus. And I gotta point out here, I know on the internet when they announced that, people were throwing up that picture how Steve Jobs, when he announced the iPhone, who needs a stylus? But let's take a look at that. He was talking about the iPhone, and this is the iPad. This is a totally different device. The iPad, you're using it for drawing, for sketching. You're using it for different things than when the original iPhone was announced. So a stylus with a giant iPad like that, it makes a lot of sense. They showed it off. It's got force. It can make the lines thicker. You can tilt it to give it a broader stroke and all that. So it looks really cool, but the cost, $99 for that thing. That is steep for it. I know there's a lot of technology built into it and all that good stuff, and it is Apple, so you're gonna pay a little bit of a premium, but wow. There we go. That is the Apple event in a nutshell. Again, like I said, we didn't get any announcement on Apple Pay in Canada. Like I said, perhaps early 2016, the first 3 months or so. We'll wait and see. Hopefully we'll get that really soon. Again, I'm really disappointed we don't get that new pay system through Apple to be able to get a new iPhone every single year. But again, hopefully that's something that's going to be coming along really, really soon. Really excited about that Apple TV. Can't wait to pick one of those up. Of course, the new iPhone goes on sale Saturday morning. Those go on pre-order. You can pick them up in stores on September 25th. Oh, I should mention new rose gold Apple iPhone 6s. It looks really pink. I'm not going to pick that one up. I think for the 6S Plus, I'm going to try to go with a gold one this time. I have the silver one in the 6 Plus because I wasn't able to get the gold one, but I'm going to try to get the gold one for the 6S Plus. I'm going to try again, 128 gigabytes. I know I'm crazy spending that much on it, but like I said, I get good resale value on this one. So, oh, and of course, I should point out, if you're looking for more info for the new iPhone, the new iPad Pro, the new Apple TV, Apple Watch stuff, make sure you're checking out iPhoneincanada.ca. Gary and everybody there working on it have so much information. They worked extremely hard and are still working extremely hard on all that new information. So check out iPhoneincanada.ca. They have you covered for all that information. So yes, make sure you check them out. But that just about wraps it up for me, so thank you so much for watching. Hit up that like button, it helps me grow this channel. Make sure you're subscribed so you're not going to miss any future videos here on Metters, Musings, Toys, Tech, and more, including the unboxing of the iPhone 6s Plus on the 25th. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.